Hi, my name is Charles Quang, and I want to share with you one thing that I found that has helped a lot of people during my program. My program is helping people get better. However, during the process of finding out what I can do to help those people get closer to normal and actually feel better, I found there's certain things that can actually help normal people boost their immune system. And there's two ideas about boosting the immune system. One is helping the immune system fight something. Antibiotics will be one of them. Antibiotics will go out and kill bacteria, and hopefully there's enough bacteria that dies and your immune system could go in there and fight off the rest. And that's helping. But what that does is it's bypassing your immune system. There's another process which is increasing your white blood cells to work better. So you can get your white blood cells to actually be more. So you're duplicating all your white blood cells, replicating them, making a bigger army. But what I found is that if your army is too big, and if you don't feed your army properly, your immune system is still not going to be effective. So that's why I started to research how I can help people. I have herbs that can stimulate more white blood cells. But those white blood cells that are roaming around in the body are not strong enough to actually fix the problem on their own. And what I found was, they just didn't have enough energy. They didn't have enough power. And so the immune booster is my version that I formulated to help the people who actually need this type of help to actually heal. And they need to heal because it's proteins that your immune system needs to heal with, to fight things off, to eliminate mucus. And the key is, it's not about eating a piece of steak or eating chicken or eating chicken broth and chicken soup, but it's about getting these proteins to where the white blood cells are. And when white blood cells are fighting infections or trying to clean your body up, they're all in your lymph system. They're not in your blood. And so this immune booster actually has to be in the lymph system. So not only do you need proteins, you actually have to package these proteins in a way so that when your body absorbs it, it goes into the lymph system. And I'll show you. This is the immune booster. And the first thing about the immune booster is it's made up of proteins. And these proteins are actually needed by your immune system. But just eating these proteins is not going to be enough, or actually fast enough, for your immune system. So what do? Well, what you do is you get the proteins into your lymph system, because that's where your white blood cells need them. So these are your lymph nodes and your lymph vessels, and your white blood cells are here. What you have to do is get these proteins packaged into nanoparticles. And when we do that, we can actually get these nanoparticles into the lymph system. And now your immune system, your white blood cells, has the energy it needs to continue to fight the infection, to break down the mucus, to do whatever it takes to get your body back to normal. Now, you might say, well, fine, no big deal. Well, it is a big deal if you're sick enough that you can't absorb enough protein. It is a problem if you know exactly where the proteins go if you just ate it from normal foods. And we're going to go over that right now. The difference between what we're doing here is we're getting the proteins that your immune system needs straight in as fast as we can to continue this process. And let's talk about what happens if we don't do it this way. So protein, everybody has protein. We can buy it in the store, we can eat it, we can just about, there's plenty of protein. There's whey protein, there's plant protein, there's protein in cheese, there's protein in vegetables, there's protein in everything we're eating. Turkey, ham, chicken, beef, pork. But where the protein goes is more important than eating it. And if you ask anybody who has been sick for weeks and who's been eating well and actually want to get better faster, you know and they know there has to be a better way. And here it is. With protein, if we just ate it, eat a piece of hamburger, eat a piece of steak, turkey, or if you're vegetarian, you eat your salad, these proteins are absorbed by your intestines. So these proteins that we eat go through our intestines and they get absorbed into the red blood cells. So when we eat normal foods, and this is how your body is working, it's going to go into the intestines, it gets absorbed into the blood vessels, and it goes into your liver. So we have a situation where you're sick, whatever you eat you can't absorb, but this is how your body is set up to absorb protein. Especially the kind that your immune system, your white blood cells need. It has to go through all this, goes to the liver, and then your liver will release the protein into the lymph system. And you might say, well, what's the big deal? Well, you're right. What is the big deal? Well, the big deal is it's not working fast enough. Your immune system, whatever little bit of protein that's coming out of this here, is your immune system is sucking it down faster than what this process is able to allow. And that's a problem. The problem is this process is too slow. That's it. It's not fast enough, and especially if you're sick, especially if you're not absorbing well enough, because the infection might be in the intestines, or you might have a stomach flu. Now you're not absorbing enough, but you need it to fight this infection. What do you do? And this is why it's important to understand this process so that when we actually use the right remedies to help our bodies, we get the results. And we also understand why. So we have these proteins, and if we actually package them in nanoparticles before we eat them, it goes straight into the lymph system. So if we don't package them into nanoparticles, it goes into the red blood cells, the liver, and then it starts to feed into the lymph system. If we take the nanoparticles, and it's the kind that your body needs right away anyways, it doesn't require any processing or sorting, it goes straight into the lymph system. And now your white blood cells can get everything it needs right away and help you get through this infection and heal. And this process has been done, researched, but the problem is there is no money in making you better. There is money in keeping you sick. And so that's why knowing this, understanding this process, you can always have access to what your body needs on my website, I Can Heal Myself. On I Can Heal Myself, I made very specific remedies that are made in nanoparticles for specifically this reason, to allow the remedy, the nutrient that your body needs, to help it get to where it needs to be right away. And it works.